In the quiet city of Portage, Michigan, what started as a seemingly routine print order at a local office depot would soon spiral into a national controversy that no one could have predicted. On an ordinary September afternoon, the store bustled with customers picking up supplies, unaware that a single interaction at the print counter would soon capture the attention of the entire country. The incident ignited a heated debate that touched on the core issues of customer service, freedom of political expression, and the responsibilities of large corporations in a divided society. Conversations spilled out from the store onto the streets, as community members and customers alike found themselves drawn into the unfolding drama. On September 12, 2025, a customer approached the print counter with a request to print a memorial poster for a vigil honoring the late conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, who had been tragically assassinated just days before. The employee behind the counter, faced with the sensitive nature of the request, made a decision that would have far-reaching consequences. The employee refused to print the poster, citing personal and company policy concerns. The tense exchange was captured on video by a bystander, and within hours the footage had gone viral online. Outrage erupted across social media platforms, with hashtags trending and thousands weighing in on what had happened. The customer, who represented a local political group, was visibly shocked by the refusal. The on-duty manager, when called to the counter, reviewed the poster and labeled it as political propaganda, ultimately declining the order. This decision left the customer feeling not only frustrated, but also discriminated against for their political beliefs. What followed was a media firestorm. News vans lined up outside the office depot, reporters interviewed witnesses and community members, and headlines about the incident dominated both local and national news cycles. The story became a lightning rod for discussions about free speech, workplace ethics, and the role of businesses in navigating political tensions. In a matter of days, a simple print job had transformed into a flashpoint for national debate, forcing people everywhere to confront difficult questions about the boundaries between personal beliefs and professional duties, and what it truly means to serve the public in a polarized era. To grasp the emotional charge behind the poster, it's important to know who Charlie Kirk was. As founder of Turning Point USA, Kirk was a major force in conservative politics, known for his outspoken views and massive following among young Republicans. His assassination at a Utah college event shocked the nation, prompting bipartisan condemnation and widespread grief. The vigil in Kalamazoo's Bronson Park was one of many organized to honor his memory. The poster at the center of the controversy was meant as a simple tribute, not a political statement. The employee's refusal to print it struck many as especially insensitive given the context of mourning. On the quiet afternoon of September 12th, as the sun cast long shadows across the city, a sense of urgency filled the air inside a local office depot. The day was marked by anticipation and a somber mood, as preparations were underway for a community vigil that evening. Matthew DePerno, acting on behalf of the Kalamazoo County Republican Party, entered the store with a specific and heartfelt request. He needed a memorial poster created for the vigil, a tribute meant to honor Charlie Kirk, whose recent passing had deeply affected many in the community. The design he requested was simple yet meaningful, a respectful photo of Charlie Kirk, a brief tribute message, and the essential details for the evening's event. There were no slogans, no calls to action, just a straightforward memorial. The intention was clear: to provide a dignified centerpiece for the vigil, something that would help attendees remember and reflect. After reviewing the order, the print center staff accepted it without hesitation. Payment was made in full at the counter, and the customer was assured that the poster would be ready for pickup later that day. Confident that everything was proceeding as planned, the customer left, expecting a routine transaction and a timely pickup for the important event. But several hours later, as the vigil drew nearer, an unexpected call shattered those expectations. A print supervisor reached out to inform the customer that the order would not be completed after all. The reason given was the poster's so-called political content. The employee cited store policy, explaining that anything deemed political could not be printed, regardless of the context or intent. The customer, frustrated and confused, argued passionately that the poster was a memorial, not a piece of propaganda or campaign material. He insisted it was meant to honor a life, not promote a cause. But the refusal remained firm. With the vigil only hours away, Organizers were left scrambling to find an alternative. The central tribute they had planned was suddenly denied, leaving them anxious and unprepared. The employees' personal interpretation of the store's policy, choosing to censor the order based on their own judgment, became the spark that ignited a much larger conflict. What began as a simple request for a somber tribute quickly escalated into a heated dispute over service, censorship, and the boundaries of policy, turning a routine business transaction into a flashpoint for controversy and debate. Frustrated, the customer returned to Office Depot and recorded the ensuing confrontation. The employee, calm but resolute, reiterated her refusal, insisting the poster was political propaganda and against store policy. The customer stressed the poster's memorial purpose, questioning the manager's authority to override a paid order. The employee stood firm, unmoved by appeals to reason or emotion. The video captured a clear standoff, customer expectations versus an employee's personal conviction. No resolution was reached, but the recording would soon fuel a national debate. The private dispute was now public, inviting millions to weigh in. The power dynamic had shifted. The story was out of the store and into the spotlight. The video spread rapidly across social media, igniting outrage and calls for a boycott of Office Depot. Influential accounts amplified the story, and the employees' actions were widely condemned as political bias and poor service. Many saw the refusal as a cruel mischaracterization of a memorial as propaganda. The incident tapped into broader anxieties about cancel culture and the silencing of conservative voices. #boycott Office Depot trended as customers vowed to take their business elsewhere. The backlash was bipartisan. Many agreed that businesses should serve all customers equally. Office Depot's reputation took a hit as the company faced mounting pressure to respond. The viral nature of the incident demanded immediate action from corporate leadership. The controversy quickly drew the attention of Michigan lawmakers. Congressman Bill Huizenga and Senate Minority Leader Aric Nesbitt publicly condemned the employees' actions, calling them shameful and biased. Their statements amplified the story, signaling that the incident was now a matter of public concern. Lawmakers' involvement validated public outrage and increased pressure on Office Depot to act decisively. The incident became a symbol in the ongoing culture wars, with politicians framing it as a free speech and fairness issue. Their swift condemnation ensured the story stayed in the headlines. Office Depot now faced not just a PR crisis, but political scrutiny as well. With time running out, the organizers turned to a nearby FedEx office for help. The FedEx staff, hearing of the Office Depot refusal, responded with empathy and urgency. They printed the poster immediately, and did so free of charge. This act of kindness became a key part of the story, contrasting sharply with the earlier refusal. Social media praised FedEx's professionalism and compassion. Thanks to their help, the vigil proceeded as planned, with the intended tribute on display. FedEx's response became a real-world lesson in customer service and goodwill. When a PR crisis erupted, Office Depot's leadership wasted no time in responding. The incident quickly gained traction online, with customers and the public demanding answers and accountability. Recognizing the potential damage to its reputation, the company's top executives convened immediately to assess the situation and determine the best course of action. Within hours, Office Depot issued a public apology, making it clear that the employees' actions were unacceptable and in direct violation of company policy. The spokesperson addressed the media, expressing regret for the incident and promising a thorough review of internal practices. The company took the opportunity to reaffirm its commitment to treating every customer with dignity and respect, regardless of their personal beliefs or backgrounds. Office Depot highlighted its long-standing values of inclusivity and customer service, emphasizing that discrimination of any kind would not be tolerated. In a decisive move, the employee involved was terminated following an internal investigation. Office Depot also reached out directly to the affected customer, offering a personal apology and extending an offer to fulfill the original order at no cost, hoping to make amends for the distress caused. Although the customer had already managed to print the poster elsewhere, Office Depot's gesture was a crucial part of its broader damage control strategy. The company wanted to demonstrate that it was willing to go the extra mile to right a wrong, even after the immediate need had passed. Behind the scenes, crisis management teams worked around the clock, reviewing policies and training programs to prevent similar incidents in the future. The company's swift response, public apology, employee termination, and direct outreach was widely recognized as a textbook example of effective crisis management in the corporate world. In today's digital age, where news spreads rapidly and public opinion can shift in an instant, speed and decisiveness are more important than ever. Office Depot's actions were closely watched, and the company knew that any delay or misstep could have lasting consequences. Ultimately, Office Depot aimed to reassure both its customers and the wider community that this was an isolated incident, not a reflection of its core values. By taking responsibility and acting quickly, the company hoped to rebuild trust and demonstrate its ongoing commitment to fairness and respect for all. The incident forced Office Depot to re-examine its policies and training. The company committed to reinforcing its core values, respect, integrity, and inclusion, across all locations. New training would clarify that service cannot be denied based on political viewpoints. Employees would be equipped to handle sensitive orders professionally, separating personal beliefs from job duties. Office Depot's public apology included a promise to prevent similar incidents in the future. The controversy became a case study in corporate responsibility and the power of social media to demand accountability. Moving forward, Office Depot pledged to make impartial, respectful service a reality in every store.